Well, down in the mall, I'm a little earlier today, and because it's supposed to be up to 90, so I better get my butt out here early. So it's not so hot, and actually it's easier to stay in the shade because when the sun is lower, the buildings will stop the sun, and I can walk on the east side of the street because it's east, and I go north and south walking down to Abe and back. So if I stay on the east side in the morning, then they'll block the sun. If I go on the west side, then the sun is already over there. But at evening, it's the reverse. But what I want to talk about is we're starting to have, at letsgohelp.com, we're having free video training for the basics. In other words, we already have Thursday evenings, we have video training that really get into the nitty-gritty of all this stuff. But what we're going to start now on Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have basic training. Okay, this is the basic. This is boot camp, government grant boot camp. And I'm going to be there this Tuesday coming up, and I'm going to go over really how to use us. I mean, it's hard for people to understand. It's hard for me to understand. But we've been at this almost 2 years now, and so we built up quite a service. But it's hard to understand what it is. We have a report that goes out and tells you, but people don't read much. So I think we need more hands-on training to teach people how to use the service, because there's so much here. And we have even two platforms. We have the Facebook platform, which we started with, and since then we've added another one that is included in the same price, and that's what we call Let's Go Help Too. So we're going to teach that. And then all the services within that, besides, the basic services that you can ask us any question 24 hours a day about grants. So you start a new discussion on Facebook or a discussion on Let's Go Help Too, and just tell us what you're looking for money for. And then we send you them. And we show you the best information sources to get that. And see, it's really a Navigator system. It's not. We don't take you and go down to the office and help you fill out that forms. No, we show you the people who are there that already do that. They get government grants to do that. So that's what it is. People say, well, I need to fill out applications. Well, no, what you really need is to find out where the applications are that you should be filling out. That's more important, and that's harder to find. Once you find that, you're downhill. What happens is people on the internet are convincing you of other things. Like you have to know how to fill out an application. That's nonsense. There are very few. Sure, there's some, so they say everybody will have to. No, they don't. 99% of the times you don't need any help filling out the application. 100% of the time you need help finding where the application is. So I do it. So don't worry about filling out the application. Worry about where is the application. And that's what you have to know. And that's what we teach you. And then also the process of finding that out.
I saw you the other day and they're like, oh, that's the question mark.
You bet. Thank you. Somebody just saying hello. You sit down here in public dressed like I do. They think you were a clown or loose from the loony bin. And I'm probably both. But I know I'm having fun. And if I have fun, I have energy to help other people. And that's the important thing. So Tuesday, that's what we're going to do. I'll take you step by step, all the things we have happening. We have things like, we have weekly training too, that you sign up and you go through a course. And then this is all free. Every service, once you join Let's Go Help for $20, everything else that we give out is free. All the reports, all the services, everything. I want to know if my son, who is handicapped, needs a new wheelchair or vehicle. These grants out there. Yes, but they take work. Now, like if you remember, we'll send you a report for your state that will show you over 200 sources of money and help just for people who have disabilities. And actually,
no movement detected
for
some time.
Reports,
Do you want to stop your
workout?
workout?
These reports for $5. So on Let's Go Reports, if you don't want to join for $20, you could buy our reports for $5 on letsgoreports.com. But letsgohelp.com is where we give the personal service, and it's only $20. People are charging thousands for services like this. I used to do that too. Because the basic principle of people who study business is you charge as much money as you could get. And I don't think that's right. And that's why I did books. I didn't have to charge all that money for $40 to get a book. Now for $20, I could give you personal service. And that's because of the technology. And that's what I wanted to always do. Have something that's for real cheap for people who need this money. People who have millionaires or making a couple $100,000 a year, they don't need this money. They're living fine. There's too many people in this country. I feel half the country is starving and living hand to mouth and doesn't have, this is true, the Federal Reserve Board don't have an extra $400 to pay a bill. Half the people. Wow. I could show you 15 places where you live that you could get $400. You have to apply and maybe you're not get it, but there are programs to do that. So you don't have to put on a mask and a gun. You got to learn the system. That's what it is. There's systems out there to do this. And that's what we're trying to do, is teach you how to do that. Teach you where it is, because it's too complicated to do it for you, because that's what's going to charge you a lot of money. And so we know if we teach you how to fish, you could do this for the rest of your life for any problem you have. And that's the important thing, because you have new problems all the time, and you want to be resilient. You want to know how to go out and get a job, not someone give you a job when you're sitting at home doing nothing and not even asking for it. That's not growing. The whole Medicare, whoops, they have just put there are a joke. Well, I mean, right, there's problems with everything in life. There's problems with me. I ain't perfect either. I screw up a lot, and the older I get, the more I screw up. And so that's, we all have problems, Every government program has problems. The government has problems. Everybody. That's life. If you want things that are not problems, man, don't wake up in the morning. And then you'll have no problems. Otherwise, if you're going to wake up in the morning and you want to do something, you're going to run into problems. And whether you succeed or not is depending on how you deal with the problems. If you have problems and you give up, then you'll never succeed. If you have problems and you figure out a way around them, over them, through them, or whatever, then you're going to eventually succeed, because you'll get it done. But problems are the name of the game. And that's what I remember when I was got an MBA. They were teaching me how to run a business without problems. Wow. And I was busting my ass trying to do that and frustrating the hell out of myself. And I realized, no, you can't do that. You have to run a business about how you're going to deal with problems, not how you're going to make everything perfect, because it ain't going to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. Nothing can be perfect. We're human. And that means, check, that's not perfect. So you have to train yourself, how are you going to deal with problems, not how you're going to deal with perfect. Man, anybody could do that, but that's not around. So why train yourself to deal with perfect? Because it ain't there. How are you going to deal with imperfect? How are you going to deal with problems? How are you going to deal with roadblocks? How are you going to deal with all this other bullshit that's going to happen in life, whether you like it or not? And so if you're not training yourself to deal with that, then you're not trained to deal with, getting through life, I think, or getting life easy. I mean, there's a million ways to get through life. So, I mean, I can't recommend, the best way to get through life. I don't even know that for myself. How the hell could I tell people what's the best thing for them? I could tell you what possibilities to make it easier for you. That's what I do. And that's what you can decide whether you want to use them or not. I don't know what's best for me. I struggle with that every single day, and don't really know. All I know is that if I do nothing, that's wrong. Doing something is right, no matter, even if it turns out to be wrong. I didn't want to work hard to help him get this help. I will do it. Oh no, I don't know. No, exactly. No, and that's what Let's Go Help is for. Not only to help yourself, to help your friends, relatives, family. That's why our grant. Now we have 4 more days to fill out the application for our $30,000 grant. That closes. The grant application closes on the 4th of June. So you got to get your application in by the 4th of June. And we give out like 50 awards of $500 or $1,000. And all you have to do is say how you would spend $1,000. That's it. How you would spend $1,000. and you don't have to worry about it at all. Yeah, and then it takes a few weeks to go through the application. We pick out 50 winners, and we send you money. And we do it again next month. We've gotten out over $250,000 already, and we do that every month. And that's part of being a member of Let's Go Help. You've made us profitable, so when we have profits, we give it back to members, and we give it back in money for that you need to solve a problem, a financial problem, or of somebody who does need that money to solve a financial problem. That's what we want to do. We want to help people, to show you can apply for money and get it. So we make it the easiest thing in the world. So you get a little taste. You get one peanut of getting a little grant. Now you got 1,000, you go out and get 100,000. And the biggest sin in life is not trying to do what you really want to do in life. And maybe the way you think it should be done is only one way of doing it. So that's why you have to get out there and try to do it. Try to find money and help to do it. And when you don't get it, then you have to find out ways to refine your idea, ways to refine your package. Things that you didn't even know were there, you can't ask for until you know they're there. And that gives you ideas about other things. Wow, well, if that's there, what about something else? I mean, everything I've done in my business life or whatever, and I've started a half a dozen businesses and half of them failed, is that I have to learn through doing them and starting them, not planning how to do them, planning how to start them. Just doing them and starting them. That's the way you really learn. There's 100,000 ways to start anything. Start it the best way you think of and just start doing it tonight. Start doing it tomorrow. One thing you could do for that tomorrow so you get feedback why what you just thought of is stupid. Because it probably is. Thank you, ma'am. And you got to go out and learn why it is stupid. And that's why just grab anything you want to do. And that's why members, if you want to sell a service of some kind, you want to sell a skill, you want to sell cooking, you want to sell anything, it's so easy. I'll set up a website for you for free that will help you do that. You got to go out and get the customers, but I'll help you set up something that you could get money from and get information for and start building a product for yourself on how to do this. So if you're a member of Let's Go Help, put in start a discussion. Say, hey, Let's Go said, he wants to know my business idea, and that's all. I'll take one or two and see if I can help you start that, and get you a product to start marketing, and then help you train to learn how to market that for free. All this stuff so you can get starting a business for free. And that's what I want to do. Now, if you want to build or buy a hotel or something like that, no, that's not it. I want you to sell a service or something like that, or training, or anything. Teach people something, show people something, information. Things like that. So, yeah, give me some ideas. I can't, I can only take one or two, I think, at a time. I won't charge for anything like this. I just don't want people to say, oh, I wish I only had $1 million, to do something. Oh, that's bullshit, man. There's so many ways to educate yourself, to create money with nothing. Every business I've started probably 6 businesses or so. The first 2 were terrific failures because I did it like everybody else said. Then I started having success when I said, fuck this, what they teach me in business school. I had to unlearn all that stuff and start doing it myself. That's the only way you do it. I'll try to navigate my way in. I'm disabled and just moved into an apartment. Well, actually, I'll hook you up with, there's a nice nonprofit organization that helps disabled people start businesses. I have a new report. I'll give you a state-by-state listing. If you're a member, just tell me. I'll send you the free list that gives you a report for every state of all the things that are there to help grants for people with disabilities. Or you're taking care of people with disabilities. That's what you need to do. We need to take care of other people. We got to take care of ourselves first, so we're strong and we can help other people, and then we help other people. That's what the hell you got to do in life, I think. What else is there to do? sit in the beach? Well, you do. You got to recharge your batteries sometime. But we're not here to sit in the beach. We're here to sit in the beach. The beach is like the hospital. You're getting worn down. You need to recharge your batteries. Get them charged. Get your ass off the beach and go back and help people, man. You know, there's nothing more in life that we have to do more of than just helping each other. You know, fuck all this other stuff that people say you have to do in life to be success. Have 2 Maseratis in the garage. What the hell are you gonna do with 2 Maseratis? You're gonna eat them? No, you're just gonna show off. And I was like that too. I think that's what was, you know, the motivation factor in so many people, and I understand that. I was there, but boy, you know, it's superficial and it doesn't go to your heart. That's why, see, I used to be question marks, now I'm hearts, man. Because the heart is what it's all about. You gotta make that heart happy, you know, and you gotta give your heart. What's better than loving? What's better than being loved, you know? And you can only do that if you're using your heart. If you're using trying to scam people, man, that's not your heart. That's your weird ass reptilian brain just trying to survive, you know, because you think it's a zero-sum game. But yes, you do have to take care of yourself first. Yes, you do have to be healthy yourself before you can help other people. And yes, there are programs and help out there. And yes, it may take time and effort for you to get them. And yes, it may not be easy. It may be, and you may get lucky, but most likely you're going to have to put in some work. And yes, it may be work you haven't done before, so you don't know what the fuck to do. And that's okay. Thank you for your shared experience. God bless you. You found your purpose to help. Yeah, I mean, nothing better. I mean, I'm 78 years old, man. I'm going to do this till my head falls in the soup bowl at dinner someday. And it's over. I got more energy now than I did at 25. When I was running around in circles, I maybe had more energy. I'd run around in circles. I can't wait to get up every morning now and just to do this. The possibility that I have a phone number that I could give to somebody, you know, that could maybe improve their life. I haven't created that phone number. I haven't created that service. I haven't done any of that stuff. I just found out about it. I'm a middleman. That's what we are. We're all curators of information. You want to be an expert in something, just start studying. Just say you are. You don't have to go to get a PhD in anything. You just say you're an expert and find somebody you can help. And maybe start for free. They're the people I want to, you know, that kind of business I help you start tomorrow. You know, and that's easy. So that's why for Let's Go Help members, tell me the kind of business like that. You think you want to help people do this, you know, or teach people this, or do this kind of service or whatever. And I'll set you up to do that. You're going to have to bust your ass at it, but you're not going to cost you any money. And then do it the way I did. The way I did it the first couple times, I got a lot of money and invested in all this stuff, the marketing and all this crap they said I have to do, LLC, and I failed. And now, no, you don't have to do any of that. You just need to find a customer. Just, you know, decide what you want to do and find a customer. I'll help you do that. Awesome, you're still at it. I bought one of your books back in the 80s. That's when I started, Deb. My first book, you know, I've written 100 books and only 10 made money. And see, now you could be an author on anything and you don't need to spend a nickel, you know, and it's easy to make a living now with that. I'm trying to figure out how to get a grant to buy land and start my green energy project. Okay, there's other ways to do that. But buy land, yeah, there's a lot of you know, start with going to your county cooperative extension service. The government has a lot of programs for you to start being, you know, to build jobs in rural areas, you know. Well, also you want to do a farming, you could get government land and use it for free and start growing stuff for free and selling it, you know. There's other ways to do it, not just, oh, I need a lot of money to do this. Yeah, sure, because if you don't know, you don't have options. No, just say, I want to do this and start looking for the ways to do this that you want to do. Don't say, I need money to do this, because that's a false dichotomy, if that's the right word. I don't even know what the hell that means. It just sounds, it sounds like I'm smart. And the word false in it sounds right. I don't know what I mean. All right. So just say, hey, I want to do this. I want to create energy. Man, we got so much fucking land out there doing nothing. So you make a deal with somebody that has land, and you put the deal together, and you bring no money to the table but energy. and your own energy, you know. And that's why there's other ways to do this. That's why you face the problem. I want to do this, not I need money to do this. Because then people who actually help you do that, they normally don't give you money. You know, they're only people that help you get money, help you do things. So that's why it's bad to ask for money. You ask for help. That's how you do things in life. You ask for help, because the people who help you for free really don't have money, and they say you ask them for money. Oh, we don't do that. Sorry, go somewhere else. And you're not getting what they have, which is probably what you really need, because you have to think of other ways to do it with or without money, you know, and they help you find money and things like that. So you're just cutting off your nose to spite your face because somebody told you need a lot of money to do this. And that may or may not be true. And if you have money, then yes, that's what you do it. If you know how to get money, yes. If you don't have money, then you have to find other ways. And nobody teaches you other ways. So you have to teach yourself other ways to do this. Simple. I mean, you could say, oh, I don't have money and I can't get money, so I won't do it. And to me, that's a cop-out. You haven't tried hard enough and stretch your imagination enough to find something to do. Most of the people I knew in my generation that started stuff, man, they did it with nothing. Nothing. I mean, Sears Roebuck, you know what that guy did when he started? He had a push cart on the street. He was selling suits, but he would just take orders for a suit. It was the first crowdfunding. Hey, I'll get you a suit. A little push cart on the streets in the urban city. You want to buy a suit? Okay, give me $100. I'll get it back to you next month. And that's crowdfunding today. See? He had nothing. He had a push cart. And now he has well, now it's not $1 gazillion anymore. It's $500 million, which isn't bad, right? So that's why you got to think of other ways to do things, you know, because our culture in our society is all based on money. They think you have to have money because people like selling money. You know, the people who make the most profit in this country are financial services. You hear that? Financial services. And that's what I was involved in my first 2 businesses that failed. All the financial services people. And I said, screw them, man. And just went out and got a customer. I didn't even sign up with the government. Hell, it'd take them 3 years to find me. And by that time, I'll be out of business anyway, so it didn't matter. You know? So you go out and get a customer. And that's the way you learn anything, you start anything. Don't get caught up in all this stuff that you need money to start a business. You do not. Sometimes you do, but you don't have to. And that's the key. You really want to do something? You really want to do. What are the heroes you've seen in the movies or novels or anything? The hero stories are not people had $1 million and made $1 million. No, people had zero, zip, nothing, you know, and they're the people that create things in our country. And that's what you are. You're just convinced because of the internet. That's why you stay away from Google. Please don't use Google. Anything you want to find in Google, if you don't have money, just look for people with .gov or .org. Anybody else is just going to rip you off somehow, and maybe they're not ripping off, I don't know, but they're going to cost money because they have to pay Google. So that means they had to take money from you to pay Google. And there's too many other people out there that are .govs and .orgs that give you money, give you free things. You know, they're the people you want. So stay away from Google. Because you get trapped in the Google locked jaws. And there's sharks in those waters, man. And you don't even actually, that's why we have 2 platforms now. Let's Go Help on Facebook, but the sharks get in there. There's sharks like here right now, even on YouTube, there's people in the discussion that say they're me. And they'll say, just give me $500 and I'll get you a grant. I'm Let's Go. Go to Let's Go something or whatever. That ain't me, you know, because they're going to charge you $500, $1,000. No, I only charge $20. So if anybody's charging you more than $28, that ain't me. I also flunked English and have 2 New York Times bestsellers. Yeah. So guys, well, thank you for letting me blast off a little bit. Remember, the 2 ways to get help from me is letsgohelp.com. That's the personal help, and that's where you apply for our grants, letsgohelp.com. And the other one is Let's Go Report. So you don't want to join, you're not a joiner. That's where we give out the reports of our grants, our mini grants for every state. So you could get a report of 500 grants in your state that you could use to do anything. And it's free services, free money for education, for debt, for paying bills, for starting businesses, housing, anything you want. Healthcare, dental care, disabilities, childcare, everything is there and is for free. But members get all those reports for free. So that's why it's important to be a member, okay? Talk to you soon.